Hello, my name is glairecartago and I'm an international student here in Vancouver, BC, Canada. Before I start, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos about being a student here in Canada. I vlog mostly about my experiences here in Canada, like my difficulties, my happy moments, my crazy moments, my sad moments, everything about being here. I vlog them. I do also share some informational videos to aspiring students here in Canada. So for this video, I'm going to be sharing you how I apply for my US visa as a student here in Canada. So if you're watching this video, you're probably a student in Canada, somewhere in Canada, and you're probably wondering, is it possible? Is it hard? What are the requirements and how long it's going to take? Everything like that. What are the steps? And so all of those things, I will be sharing those to you. But yeah, without further ado, let's begin. So first thing that I'm going to be talking about is the requirements. So it's pretty easy. So just like other things, there are main requirements and there are optional requirements. So I'm going to start with the main requirements. So there are 4 things that I'm going to list down. The first one is the current passport that you have with the validity of at least 6 months of your stay in US. And for the second one is the form DS-160. This is the form that you fill out online. It is an online application, so you have to go through the website that I'm gonna go include in the screen and also on the description box below. And then later on, I'm gonna show you how to do it step by step. For the third one is a digital photo and a printed copy photo. So the digital photo is going to be used on the form DS-160. So you're going to have to upload a digital photo of yourself. However, there is a specific photo requirement, like the guidelines on like what's the background, what's the size, and all that kind of stuff, and which I will be including the link in the screen right now and also on the description box below. But don't worry, because I will be discussing that on the next step. And then for the printed photo, you can actually go to a photo studio and then have them make your photo and just tell them that you need it for the US visa, and then they would know what to do. Here in Canada, you can actually try to go to London Drugs if you have that one. To make things easier for you, just Google something like photo US photo studio or something like that. And the fourth one is the copy of proof of what? So the fourth one is the copy of proof of your legal status here in Canada. So in our case, or in my case as a student, I have my student permit. So that's what you're going to be bringing in your interview. So those are the 4 major requirements that you guys need. And for the other optional documents, I'm not totally saying that this is not needed, but sometimes they do actually ask for it, so it's better to be prepared than be sorry, right? They might ask for this thing. So the first one is the bank statement. So I'm not exactly sure how much you need, but as long as maybe, for example, you're planning to stay in the US for like 2 days, probably you have to make sure that you have enough money that would cover your expenses for those days, right? Because I have friends that have gone through the same process, like they have applied for the US visa and none of them was actually asked for a proof of funds or like a bank statement. So I don't think it really happens very often, but I don't think it's impossible either. So yeah, just to make sure, I did bring my proof of funds just in case it's going to be asked. Next one is, since you're a student, you might be asked of a proof of enrollment. So for example, you're currently enrolled in the fall term, so you might want to have that proof of enrollment on your fall term. The third optional documents that might be asked of you is your previous passport or your old passport that has your recent US visa. So this requirement was actually in the email that I received from the consulate. This is only optional, I guess, just to see if you've actually been to the United States. But if you don't have your old passport with you, if it's back in your home country, I think that it's totally fine. Because in my case, I actually have my recent US visa in my old passport, which is not actually with me right now. It is back in the Philippines. Yeah, that's fine. It's not a requirement, but if you have it with you, then might as well just bring it. Those are pretty much the basic requirements. It's not that hard, right? For the next thing that I'm going to be talking about is the step-by-step guide on how to actually apply for a US visa. So first, go to the website that I provided you. You can follow the link in the description box below. So as you can see, these are some types of visitor visas that they have. The B1 visa, which is mainly for business trips. We also have the B2 visa, which is for the tourism purposes and which is what I applied for. if you want to know the appointment time, just enter your city. For example, right now in Vancouver, the waiting time is 22 days. And then let's try for Toronto. So for Toronto, it's 72 calendar days. So basically, everything that you need to know in applying for US visa is in this site. As you can see, they have mentioned about the DS-160 form, one of the requirements that I have mentioned earlier. They also have here the photo, which you will be uploading while completing the online form DS-160. So the photo format is also available. Just follow the link and you'll be able to see all the guidelines. So now, let's head over and start the online application form DS-160. Again, just follow the link and you should be directed to the site. So to get started, select the location where you will be applying your visa. After choosing your desired location, enter the code that you see from the CAPTCHA. After that, we can finally start an application. If a CAPTCHA prompts again, just do another one. So this is the first step in your form DS-160. First thing you want to do is take note of your application ID number. This is important if you suddenly got logged out in the middle of your application or you want to come back to it in a later time. They will also ask for you a security question to answer, as it helps verify your account in case you need to retrieve your application later on or for security purposes. When you're done, just hit continue. If you forgot to take note of your application ID, it should be at the upper right page of the application. This is where you will be providing all of the information asked of you. When you're done, you will be given a confirmation code that will look like this. So after you have completed your DS-160 form, head over to this website where you will be paying for your visa and scheduling for the visa interview. This link is on the description box below. So click the non-immigrant visa applicant under the temporary visa. It will ask you the location that you will be applying and your chosen language. So here's Canada and click the language you desire. Now, since you have finished your DS-160 form, just click the first option, apply. Now select the option that applies for you. But for mostly of us students, I would think that the option, I am a non-Canadian citizen residing in Canada who has completed the US non-immigrant visa application or DS-160 form and want to apply for a visa would mostly apply for us. And then after that, sign up for an account and hit create an account when you're done. By then, you should have received an activation email from them. Open your email and follow the link to confirm your account. After confirming, you will be asked to provide some basic information including your passport information and your DS-160 barcode number, which will be found on the confirmation page of your form. From here on, you will have to pay your visa fees and schedule your appointment. So that's just about it. Hope you guys find these instructions very helpful. Okay, so now that's done. You are finally ready to just wait for your scheduled appointment and actually go there. So now I'm going to be sharing some tips, some guidance, or just some pointers for you guys. So when scheduling an appointment, it's better to choose an early time. So in my case, I chose 8:30 appointment, and I think the earliest in Vancouver is 8 o'clock appointment. I think so, yeah. And then when I came for my 8:30 appointment, there were still the group from 8 o'clock appointment. Just imagine if you have an 11:30 appointment. I would think that there would still be people from the 9 o'clock appointment to 10:30 appointment, and you would really be waiting for a really long time to be able to finish your interview, right? So I think the earlier the better. But if you can't make it to an early appointment, I don't think it's gonna be that bad. But yeah, the earlier the better. So about my interview questions, they're pretty basic. I wasn't grilled or anything like that, so I got a male officer, and then there wasn't much questioning that happened. But from what I remember, he asked me about what am I gonna do in the US, when do I plan to go to the US, is there gonna be a friend that I will be visiting, and yeah, so those three basic questions. So I just answered him honestly about the things that are truthful, obviously. So I just answered him about how I don't really have any plans on visiting the United States anytime soon. It's just that I really wanted to have a US visa ready, because anytime that I decide to visit the US, I would like to be able to visit anytime. And then he was very understanding about that. I mean, I was open about how I have been to the United United States before as a J1 visitor, and I told him about where I worked before, how long was I there, things like that. Those are like the pretty basic questions. He didn't really ask me for anything except for my documents, my DS-160 confirmation page, my student permit, and my passport. And those are basically the three things that was asked of me. And of course the picture. The interview took about like 5 minutes or less, and suddenly he just handed me a green paper, and then he started to smile and told me that, so congratulations, your visa got approved and you will be receiving your visa, blah 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 blah. I started to smile as well. I was like, thank you so much, officer. And after the interview, you're done. I think the checking of the documents and the interview combined, they just took me like 15 minutes maximum, and then the whole waiting game was like 45 to an hour. So overall, the experience was not that frightening. There's no really reason for you to get scared of anything or anything for any reason if there's really nothing that you did wrong. Just make sure that you have everything ready, from the major documents that I have told you to the optional documents that I have shared to you, and then that's it. And that will be all for this video. If you have questions that has not been answered in this video, I will be making another video like the FAQs, or like the frequently asked questions about the US visa. If you have any more questions that you want to be answered, so I will be answering questions such as like, if I don't have a contact in the US, what should I do? When is the right time to apply for US visa as an international student? Stuff like that. This is actually something that I asked for you guys on my Instagram the other day, about the things that you want to be answered about US visa, application in US visa. So if you have any more questions that was not answered in this video, just head over to my next video and see you guys in there. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video if you guys haven't already. I really would appreciate it if you guys would subscribe to me. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!